Hey, what's up guys? Today's video is on the top 5 best hair dryer in 2022. Through extensive research on Amazon products, I have put together a list of options that meet the needs of different types of buyers. On channel from 1 to 5, we have got you covered. For more information, check the box down. Don't forget subscribe. Now let's get started. Remington Hydraluxe Pro EC9001. When it comes to hair dryers, there's a fine line between enough heat to ensure a quick drying time, and too much heat that can damage the strands leading to breakages and split ends. The Remington Hydraluxe Pro EC9001 strikes the right balance with a sensor that regulates the temperature of airflow to ensure hair isn't damaged by excessive heat buildup. On test, it was certainly one of the faster hair dryers we've reviewed, taking just 3 minutes and 47 seconds to fully dry our below shoulder length fine hair. But it's also one of the noisiest too, measuring 82 dB on its fastest setting. This is equivalent to a diesel truck traveling down the road at 40 miles per hour. Its unusual design has a much wider than usual barrel, making it bulky and heavier than most hair dryers. It definitely made our arms ache when using it, but if you're concerned about reducing heat damage, we still think it's a worthy hair dryer. On the highest temperature settings, it took just 3 minutes and 47 seconds to fully dry our below shoulder length fine hair, making the Remington Hydraluxe Pro EC9001 one of the fastest hair dryers we've tested to date. On the medium temperature setting, this time increased by 1 minute and 33 seconds. The lowest temperature setting measured just 22 degrees on our temperature probe, meaning it's more of a cool shot function. We did attempt to dry hair on this setting, but after 6 minutes, hair wasn't even close to being dry. As such, it's probably best avoided for anything other than setting a style. Panasonic AirNa65. The Panasonic AirNa65 is a good hair dryer if you want fast drying times and shiny locks every time. On test, it took just under 4 minutes to fully dry and style our shoulder length fine hair, while the quick dry nozzle, which splits the airflow into 4 sections, 2 strong streams in the center and 2 softer streams on each edge, sped this up by a further 30 seconds. Our hair was left with a shiny, healthy look after each blow dry, thanks to the nanotechnology, which uses negative ions that penetrate the hair's cuticle, reducing static and frizz to ensure a shiny finish. However, the outlet the negative ions are ejected from sits on top of the barrel, set slightly back from the air outlet and forms a hump on top of the barrel, creating a look to the hair dryer you'll either love or hate. We were impressed with how quickly the Panasonic AirNa65 dried hair. On the lowest temperature setting and fastest speed, it took 5 minutes and 8 seconds to take below shoulder length fine hair from damp to completely dry. Using the hottest of the 4 settings shaved 1 minute and 13 seconds off this time. However, on all settings hair was left looking shiny and smooth, with very few flyaway strands.
Panasonic
Shark Style IQ Hair Dryer. For those that have curly hair, a diffuser is a must as it disperses the air stream to ensure the curl pattern of the hair isn't disrupted. However, while many hair dryers ship with a diffuser, the Shark Style IQ, which is known as the Shark Hyper Air in the US, goes one step further. The diffuser it ships with has extendable prongs that ensure the roots, as well as the ends of curly hair, can be dried evenly, reducing the risk of heat damage. Which is why it's our pick for those with curly hair. Even better, the hair dryer will automatically adjust the temperature and airflow settings when you connect the diffuser and other attachments it comes with, so ensure they're at the optimum. It was also fast at drying out hair too. GHD Air Hair Dryer. Despite GHD's claims about the air speed and frizz-reducing properties, the dryer fell short in both categories when compared to some of its rivals. It produces a powerful blast of hot air, and our hair dried in a respectable time of 4 minutes and 2 seconds, yet we've used travel dryers, namely the Trace M Fast Dry 2000, that are faster, by almost a minute. When using the GHD to style, rather than simply rough dry our hair. This time increased to 4 minutes 50 seconds, 45 seconds slower than the more expensive Dyson, and an average of 30 seconds slower than cheaper babyless model we've tested. It is worth pointing out that while both the travel dryers mentioned are fast, they lack ionic technology, so don't remove as much frizz. On that note, the GHD Air did an adequate job of removing frizz, almost living up to its claims, although we were still left having to straighten our hair to get the smooth finish we desired. Dyson Supersonic Hair Dryer. Hair dryers haven't really changed in decades. The last significant design change happened all the way back in the 60s when the bulky motor was moved into the main casing. This was an improvement on what we had before, but it resulted in a bulky device with most of its weight in the top rear of the device. This isn't exactly ideal for something you hold above your head. We've experienced more than one thump to the head thanks to a weary arm. Dyson has a history of throwing out the rulebook when it comes to designing products, ditching the bag in its vacuums, replacing blades with vents in its fans, so it's no surprise its Supersonic doesn't look like a traditional hair dryer. Instead of a lengthy barrel and a clunky system of rotors, filters and vents, Dyson has shrunk the V9 motor in the Supersonic down to slightly smaller than a quarter or a 10p coin, and placed it at the bottom of the handle with a rubber mount. This sleek, thin handle extends to a circular ring, with 2 buttons on the shaft, the power and cold shot buttons, and 2 on the rear of the ring, one that controls its 3 air speeds, another for selecting one of its 3 temperature settings. The rubber mount in the handle reduces the amount of vibration, making it more comfortable to use for long periods. The downside to having the filter in the handle is that we often blocked it with our hand. In addition to making the dryer lighter and easier to hold, the Supersonic's much smaller motor can propel 2.85 gallons/13 liters of air per second, and spins around 8 times faster than the motors used in standard hair dryers. The Supersonic also has a glass bead thermometer that monitors its temperature 20 times per second, and transmits the data back to a microprocessor to make sure the heat remains consistent. All this means you won't have to deal with that metallic burning smell that you sometimes get when you use other hair dryers for a long period of time. And you also won't have to deal with the worrying smell of burning hair, as the microprocessor keeps the airflow temperature stable and under 302 degrees F/150 degrees C no matter what.